So I've had a few days with the new GSF log GPS system right here, as you see in this tablet here. And so far, like I said, it's a few days. I'm still learning, but there's a lot to like about this tablet. First of all, it's cloud-based. So like an iPhone, I run an iPhone or a Samsung or anything like that. There's no need to come up with a memory stick or anything like that to come up, plug it in, run anything like that. It runs off the cloud. So everything that was saved on it, poof, gone into the clouds. It's there. We did it today where my supervisor came out. He walked down, I think it's within 10 meters, and he got the file that of my tracks and everything downloaded from a distance. He doesn't have to come right into the machine. He doesn't have to come in and take a memory stick, download it. I found those are kind of slow, but it downloaded fast. Like, it was like 5 seconds, it was gone, and he got it into his little handheld. Now, this will connect with the supervisor's handheld, also GSF manufactured. I'm not sure what they call the palm size, but it's about the size of a phone, a smartphone. But this is extremely accurate. Now, over the years, I've run a lot of GPSs and for different companies and all this stuff like that. Even the last one I ran for this company that had a GSF tablet in it, it had 20 satellites, 19 to 20, and the PDOP, which is usually where your crosshairs are, the PDOP ranged from 1 to 2, and it kind of wandered a little bit. If you see here, it doesn't wander very much. It's very tight. But when I come over to here, I'm going to tight right there. You can see I've got 55 satellites. It's fluctuating, 53, 54. So I'm connected to all these different satellites all over with a PDOP of 0.1 or 0.60 right now. And that means that 55 or 54 satellites are triangulating off of me. So that's a lot more than 20, obviously. And I had a snowstorm and a cloudy last couple of days, and that never wandered once. So that's a big up for this system. I like that part already. The other thing I like about this right off the bat is there's no external antenna for this. So in the past, I've had different systems that have to hook to what they call an SX Blue, which is a box that would hook to a puck on top of the cabin or anything like that. Sometimes they have an antenna you just take out. It's got a magnet on it. It hooks to the tablet, whatnot. This is on its own. That's a fully encased unit. So I can take this unit, put it in my truck, and drive around with it. I can go to my next block. I can walk around the block with it. There's no need to have anything else connected to that other than power when I need it. And it's easy enough. It's just hooked to a 12-volt cigarette lighter. So I can take this pretty well everywhere. Now, let's say I was in a block. Maybe I was coming to an area and I wanted to get out and walk around it. Maybe there's a warning area. So maybe on the tablet it would say, wet zone. I don't know, maybe there's an animal, a bird's nest or something there I have to avoid. I can take that tablet right out, get out of the machine, walk around, and it'll show me exactly where I'm supposed to watch. Check it all out before I take the machine anywhere near it. Make sure it's safe. And if there's any other cautionary measures that I have to do, then if I have to pull out and take the machine out and get out of there, then I can see that without having to get out of the machine. Any system that has one of these that has an external antenna that goes up and it's wired up into the cab and up on top, you can't do that, because as soon as you take the antenna off, the little crosshairs disappear and you lose your satellites. So I like this system for that. And obviously, one system right here, you could take this, you could have a block layout guy, he could do it on that. Our block layout guy has a small tablet like the phones, like I just said, but everybody could use one of these. And a scenario we had last night, a new harvester came in to give me a hand on this block. Well, he didn't have the GPS system that we have, and he didn't have any idea. So basically, I took the tablet out, went back and showed him what's going on. And if there had been somebody working last night, because my machine wasn't working last night, he could have just took that and set it in his machine, ran last night, and then I could have got it back from him in the morning. So that's a big up. And so far, like I said, I'm very impressed. Another function that I like about this GPS system is, you see my crosshairs where I am, the little blue with the red circle is me. Then I got a blue line out here, and then I got a red line. Okay, well over here, I can go to machine parameters, and I can go proximity distance. So my proximity distance is 10 meters radius. And then my machine width, I can put that down as something different. Now, I go back. I can show that the red line is where my boom will reach to. So right now I have that boom. It's set to around, I think it's a 10-meter boom. So we have 10-meter radius from here to the edge of the red circle. Now, if I want to change something, my blue circle, I can set it to a buffer. So let's say I'm doing a 30-meter buffer, and I'm putting buffers on, like, so the first buffer would be here, the second one would be where I'm working. I can close that, and I can run a second buffer line. So you can see how basically it runs the center out to here is 30 meters. So if my buffer notch was here, I'd have one here, one there. That's a 30-meter center. Now that is a radius, so I can control both. Now I know where my boom will reach, and I also know where my buffer is. That's going to come handy if I do a boundary, maybe boundary buffer notch or a 7-meter buffer, anything like that. And all it is coming down here to hit this little button right there, the second one in, and that's where I can change it there to a 30-meter. I'm going to put it back to 7 because I don't have any 30-meter buffers here. Oop. And close, and it'll go back down small. Now down here's my measurement tool. So this basically runs like a regular tablet. If I want to zoom out, I can just, pinch fingers like on the phone or on a tablet. I can turn it. Oop. It's a little bit chilly. I just got done my service work. There we go. You see how it turns? So I can turn it over, zoom in, stuff like that. So it basically runs like a regular tablet. One function that I like here is the measurement tool. Now, this is how I count it. So you see there's this little crosshair right here. So I'm going to bring it over to my road. I'm going to click the plus sign, and you'll see it'll drag a line. So if I want to go back to there, find out approximately how long that trail would be, I just come down here, got for my area, and over here for my length. So that's 254 meters long. So that would be the distance there. Now, if I wanted to measure an area for hectares or acreage or anything, I would come to my measurement tool, my little ruler, and I would come down here, click my button. We'll say just this area, just for an example, and we'll go around it just to give myself a rough estimate. We'll go there. And then I can come down here, and that says I have 0.4 hectares left in that little area. So it's pretty simple to run. And then when I'm done, I just want to click the stop button and it'll all go away. Now, this system is also set up for road crew. Like if you have a grader, if you have, let's say you have a crew going in to put a culvert in, anything like that. You can see up there, I've got it. It's got culvert, road, ditch, grader, transport. Right now we're just running it on transport. This is just a sample, so this is just the way it's hooked up. It's going to be hooked up for harvester and all that stuff later, a porter and all that. And this beside it, this circle, this ring of circle, is basically like your operation. So every time it stops, it gives a little vibration, so it shows on there. There's a little blue thing there that shows your hours that you're moving. At the end of the day, it shows your day, your date, when you started, when you ended, how much activity you had, and all that good stuff. And it shows your clock and all that. So at the end of the day, if you wanted to, you could do a printout. We don't do it here, and the company that I work for doesn't do it. But you could do a printout of all the time. If I wanted to know if I was wasting time, or, if I wasn't actually working the hours that I did. Now, interesting time, this just came up. So it's telling me that they've detected a problem with my power source. Or significant discharge from my device. So basically, I'm unplugged. So I'm going to take and cancel that, and then I'm going to shut it down properly. It's just a warning. It still has 49% battery, but if I don't cancel that, it'll just think that I, unplugged it, and the battery will run dead. So it gives me a fair warning. The other thing that's pretty cool about this is if I'm working along and I don't see my supervisor or something, maybe my supervisor comes in and he has his hand held in his pocket and he's walking into me, that will actually alarm me that that he's coming within a proximity of so many meters or whatever. So if I'm cutting away from the road and I'm not looking at the road, he comes up behind me, I get an alarm on my screen to tell me that he's close. So that's a pretty good safety feature. I don't know what the range on that would be, but it's a good safety feature to have so I don't accidentally swing around or fall a tree backwards or anything like that. You know, the boom says it's got a 300-meter safety zone. I really don't know what the distance on that warning would be, but I'll find out.